Right, so I'm with Jamie and Connors, ahead of the Vase Day on Saturday. It's going to be a great day, lads, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
20 years, it's unbelievable, just on about it.
Gone really quick.
Yeah.
Gone really quick. We can remember doing the 10-year anniversary when we all went out in Reading.
Yeah.
And that just seemed like yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we're 20 years down the line and here we are. But yeah, great days.
Even having it on here, we're just watching it back now. You remember every little bit.
Yeah.
Like every little bit. I remember not touching the ball for 20 minutes. He remembers how he didn't score or shoot or you know what I mean? A little bit webby, nervous wreck, just booming the ball out of the ground.
Well,
just
being a goal scorer, he's probably still fuming.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, yeah.
He's still claiming that own goal, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He ran off like that. Yeah.
He did a bit of a Mick Shannon, didn't he?
Pally crossed it, mate, he's in. He's going to go, hey.
I just look at Powell and he's just going, nah, you're not
I
claiming
remember looking at someone going, he weren't nowhere near that. Nah, brilliant, mate. Obviously, we still keep in touch, but it's hard when you've got your own families and stuff, and we're quite all different areas of the country and whatever, but we've got a fair, there's probably only one or two missing, to be fair, out of 20 odd, so obviously Stuart and Oz are here and Spicy and that, so it's been great to see everybody and
100%.
catch up, and it's just a special thing we did. You don't realise, even now, I look back here and it's just like, you look at all the teams this week, like Hartbury got beat Sunday, and all the teams that are trying to do what we did. Yeah, it's something special. That was really.
I mean, that's it. I mean, obviously the last sort of month, I've been getting a load of stuff ready for it, and sort of going through the games this week, and you can see the crowds building. And someone mentioned on the Bury Town one, the crowd.
Yeah.
And then Jarrow were the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to Jarrow away, but they reckoned there were 200 or 300.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was loads. Yeah, a lot of them stayed overnight, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a packed, old school ground, rammed, loads of dick up there.
Had that fog, a little bit of fog on the pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
When we woke up in the morning, a little fog, fog on the Tyne.
With Didcot Avenue down as one of the roads down near the ground as well.
But I think some people stayed up on the Friday when at Newcastle, didn't they?
Yeah, they did,
As in some of them bumping the Gaza or something.
Something like that, yeah.
This old man, I think, bumped into Gaza in a club
Jimmy
or a bar. So there's a few stories about that. But they were, going back to Jarrow, they were brilliant. We stayed in there quite a long time, didn't we, after the game?
Did,
And I think we sent them a shirt and stuff after we won it, and we didn't. The coach stripped back.
It was long,
but geez, all I remember is Amarillo. Just
when I put the video out the other week, I put Amarillo.
Yeah.
Well, that came at Colne. I think that started at Colne away.
Yeah.
And it stayed with us, and then
we started playing that in the dressing room and on the way back, and Noz had on repeat all the time.
Yeah, I think Noz. I just remember Noz shouting to the driver, play it again.
Yeah,
just on and on and on all the way.
And then we're dancing, and it's just fantastic really memories, mate.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's just that camaraderie we had as a team. Like,
I mean, it was a great. I'd say
we didn't
me,
have. Sorry.
I'd only been coming a year or so, and you could see that build up, and that season especially. You got lads who didn't play in the final who'd been brilliant.
Yeah. We all just the whole squad just come together the whole season. Yeah. Like from the very first pre-season, it just clicked.
Yeah.
If someone weren't out, someone stepped in and done their bit. Then Stu had to make some hard decisions, and someone else come in and they did theirs. And it was just like we're in it together. Bang. We had don't get me wrong, we're still quality players. Connors, Bevan up front, Wardy, Paz, Campbell, Powley, unbelievable players for this level. But what we did on the pitch, we carried it on into the bar after. Yeah. We all went out together. Wives, girlfriends, all went out.
That's massive, isn't it? It's massive.
And we were just so
together,
close. Yeah. It was unbelievable, and it was just it's something that you just can't. You can't. It's not about coaching or anything like that. No. We just come together. We'd have a beer after training, after a game, stay out.
Now, isn't it? All the boys
we're trying. That's what we're trying to replicate now. I'm not encouraging everyone to get drunk and whatever, but it goes a long way on the pitch. It shows. Do you know what I mean? And when you've got that camaraderie and togetherness, we had it in abundance. Absolutely, like Colne away, Jarrow away, tough northern teams,
even
strong
away from home.
And we just
tough
we could mix it, we could play, we could do all sorts, and we just had the right blend and mix, didn't we?
Yeah, it just worked from the whole squad. The pre-season was it kind of you had half of like Didcot from the previous manager left, and Wallingford the best half, and we were kind of like put together. Obviously, Stuart was manager then. And it just worked.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a lot to it. It just everything fell into place, everything knitted together, and you know, we'd wipe the floor with teams out here. And to be fair, we
were doing well in the league.
But,
we were doing well. We won all the cups, Barks and Bucks. All the league
we had
cups.
The League Cup the week before, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carterton. Yeah,
yeah.
The final.
I think I said to you last week that probably should have been 10.
Yeah,
but
a lot of the games, like you were saying, Connor, they were done at half time.
Yeah.
We were 4 or 5 up at half time. And it was like, he had to get taken off because Stuart was paying his goal bonuses. He had to score another 4, get him off. But it's just all the little things, it's just brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. And
because you two roomed together as well, didn't
yeah,
you?
Yeah. We all stayed in the same. I can't remember, what was our first one away?
Cole.
Was that
Cole
our
was
first
our
trip?
first one away. It was we left quite late, to be fair, and we got up there and it was wet and it was windy and it was horrible, and we stayed in a Premier Inn or something.
Yeah,
was that the time you got a bucket of water chucked
Yeah,
at you?
yeah. Glinner and Powledge at the bottom, bucket of water from the bedroom at the top. Honestly, straight on my head, all over my phone. Mind you, my phone was probably that big at the time. But yeah,
That was,
I looked up and just chuckling.
Still getting you ready for the Sat.
It was
absolutely,
absolutely,
Exactly that. But
Well,
we didn't really change anything on the Friday. Stuart was quite, I would say lenient. He just said, do what you normally would do on a Friday. You know, if you have a beer on a Friday, have a beer.
Yeah.
You
Stick
know,
to your normal
just,
routine.
stick to your normal routine.
Yeah.
Same for the final. You know, some boys had a glass of wine, some boys had a bottle of red, whatever.
Wardy loved a bottle of red on a Friday. So he's like,
And Stuart just said, do your normal thing.
Yeah.
Don't change anything.
He's like, yeah, carry on, do it.
So we did that, and then we turned up the Colne, and it was wow.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a bog,
Yeah.
absolute bog, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the ref said to me when we were warming up, he said he pulled me and the skipper, and he just said, look, if you were to travel so far, we'd have called this off today, but glad it didn't. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Slope and everything.
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean, we
hostile.
spoke about Colne before, and when I asked you about your favourite games.
Yeah, that's the one that sticks out.
That was the one that
The one
stuck
at
out.
Gosport away was the first one I felt, cool, we're going to do all right here, because we beat Gosport away 1-0.
they were a good
Warden
side
scored
as
a
well.
great free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I thought, we might have a little, not say win it, but we'll have a little run in it. And then Colne away was just, Campbell was suspended, wasn't he?
No.
Campbell was suspended,
Yeah.
Jacko was cup tied,
Yeah.
and they're on the pitch in their outfit, sliding, covered in mud, and we're in the bar, rugby club, and wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be fair.
That was the one where, it was really, the conditions were horrendous, but we just felt, with no pressure, but we just felt we would just turn up and do the business. And
There was a bit of a feeling in the camp. It was when the draws were the further we progressed, when the draws were being made, it was a case of it doesn't matter where we go. It doesn't matter where we go.
Yeah.
If you're a good side and you beat us, then good luck to you.
yeah.
And that was
Because I think a lot
that
of
was
teams were
what we
looking at
thought.
us as probably the easier
Yeah,
type.
they wanted
probably.
to play us.
Yeah,
So we're like,
yeah,
happy days.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sudbury, I think part of them thought they'd got it won. Having
Yeah.
been in
Yeah.
the final.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was trying to find their car that they sent down.
Oh, that yellow
Probably
one.
burnt somewhere, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
But we didn't. As I say, there was no arrogance about the squad. It was
No,
just a
we
case
weren't.
of we didn't know. We didn't really care who we played, where we played. As I said, and if they're a good team beat us, then good luck to you.
Yeah.
But you'd have to be some side to beat us.
Yeah. Because you didn't concede many.
No, we didn't.
In fact, you scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah,
But you normally, once you got one or two, it were like, Jarrow away must have been like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, Coops was immense.
Yeah.
Andy Cooper, Jarrow at home.
Jarrow
Did I
away.
tell you what scored in the home one? Jarrow at home,
the big
the
odds.
first leg. Jarrow away, second leg.
Yeah.
He was outstanding.
He was.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
They had a big lump up front, and them two were they might have had a ball on their own. They were kicking hell out of each other, head in
He
elbow,
was magnificent.
covered
to
in.
be fair.
They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And he was outstanding. But we didn't concede against them. I think we conceded 4. Was it 4 goals or 5 in the whole?
East Preston got a couple.
Yeah,
didn't
East
they? Colne got
Preston.
a couple.
East Preston.
So that's 5 or 6.
East-
East
you
Preston
weren't
didn't,
many,
they
yeah.
didn't score against us. East Preston.
4-2,
No, that's 4-0. That.
Yeah.
They've got. Yeah, no, they didn't score.
Bury got 1, didn't they?
Berry
There
got
weren't
one.
many.
Then again, I looked
Colne
at
got
one
2.
report and they give you the goal
Yeah,
down here first
apparently.
leg
Where?
against Jarrow.
No,
And one
from me,
report
mate.
I read, he was
No.
fuming.
Stuart might pay the goal bonus.
He texted me, I said, change that. I said, I didn't score many.
I would have taken it, Daz, if you'd have asked me. But no.
But
I
even
didn't-
like
didn't-
going back to Coops, and we had like Simon Barlow played,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fletcher,
Yeah.
Glinner,
Cheney.
Cheney, back behind Cheney. It's just like everyone just.
Everybody played their part. Everybody
Yeah.
contributed throughout the whole season, to be fair, and the bars run.
I think Rodney was a sub in one of the games, wasn't he? So
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable. We had a real strong 11 or 12, and then no disrespect to the others, they come on and done the business as well.
Yeah.
Barlow and Fletch and Rod and all. It just clicked, just worked. And
Yeah, it was good.
yeah, just great.
The only thing we did lose in the bars, we lost a toss for the dressing rooms, didn't we? The week before, we lost a toss.
We were in the away
So
one.
we had the away one.
Yeah.
And the away one was drab, really drab, and it was like the shoes were really low, the pegs were really high. It's all designed to throw you out. The benches had like standing marks through them. They had a big plunge bar. It was just drab, and we got a bit of a glimpse of the home one, and it was immaculate. It was really nice, all there. So that's the only thing we lost. The toss of the.
I mean, it's probably out because they don't take trophies into the home dressing.
Well, no, they don't. To be fair, they're still not doing it either. To be fair, but that was the only thing we lost, and that was a week before. So, but again, that didn't bother us.
So I mean, leading up to the final, obviously there were a lot of media stuff. We're going around with the trophies. And so did you go down Friday afternoon from here?
Yeah,
we trained in the morning.
We trained in the morning. Then we did have some like brunch here, didn't we?
Yeah, I think Julia and Emma did we had beans on toast or bacon, something like that. And then we left here, and then we obviously went up through the town, and there was people on the streets of the town.
They give us a send off in town, and family and friends and supporters, and that was good.
And then we had just a casual journey up to the hotel in London, and we just chilled
out. Did we drop our bags off?
Yeah, we did actually.
Drop our kit bags off at White Hart Lane. And we had a little look at the pitch, and mate was like, "Oh, we'll put your boots down and everything will be out ready for tomorrow." And then we're back to the hotel, and then just.
So what did you do Saturday morning? Because obviously I'd have been up at stupid o'clock.
I probably was, to be fair, but I don't know.
I can't remember. Well, to be fair, we were joined in our room quite late in the evening with a little knock on the door, and I went to the hole, looked through. So Powley, he's come in our room. He couldn't sleep, and then we ended up having a bit of a chat, and we talked about who's going to play. Pick your team, sort of thing. And the gaffer picked a different team to me. I don't know if Powley picked his team or not. And he was just saying, how many do you think people will be there and stuff like that. So we were having a chat at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it got to the end, we had to say to him, you're going to have to go. We need to get to sleep here. But Saturday morning, I think it's just a case we got our suits didn't arrive.
We went for our suits to arrive from the Italian wholesale where we were going. But I think we just had a meeting at some point, didn't we? Brunch, breakfast. Quite relaxed, doing little interviews
or
whatever.
Did you pick the team on the meeting now? Did you pick up the hotel?
I think he did,
I think he did. So we all knew what was going on.
We had like a meeting room at the hotel, and it was all very relaxing. We were waiting for our suits, and then they come, and we all got changed and fitted, and then we got to the ground quite early and had a big photo done with all us in our suits and stuff.
Smart to go.
But then you just wanted to start. Do you know what I mean? The game.
It was an earlier kick-off as well. It wasn't at 3 o'clock kick-off.
No,
I think
was it 2?
I think it was 2.
And it should have been Sunday.
And but that was the last game of the season.
Tottenham's got moved to a Saturday by Sky.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but we had Radio Oxford, didn't we? And coming in with Peter Rose Brown, and it was good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So
you just want to get the game started because we were all like, we weren't nervous. We just wanted to get it going.
Were you confident of winning it before it?
Yeah, not
arrogant.
Like you said, no. We're ready.
We had a good squad of players.
We didn't fear anyone. You do. You just think
we had lads
he can win us a game. He can win us a game. He can win us a game. He's going to keep a clean sheet.
There was no arrogance. It was just, as I say, we had so many players that could just turn it on, but we had so many players that could mix it as well. If you want a bit of nastiness,
strong middle one.
I think what we had.
I think we were up against it first half, but
if someone had an off day, someone else to step up. Do you know what I mean? If Wardy was quiet, Paz would score. If Bev was quiet, Connor would score. Powley would step up. One of the defenders would score. And it was just like...
Cool. Yeah.
But we were just ready to go. Bring them on. I think
Sudbury expected to win.
Yeah, they did.
I think they were probably a bit more like, well, we're in the final for the third time. Yeah. We've been beat twice. We'll beat Didcot.
They turned up in their tracksuits and we had suits. We were there to win. Yeah. We weren't there to make our numbers up. And I think, don't get me wrong, they're probably one of the best teams we played in the competition. First half, we were coming at 0-0. We were probably lucky to be 0-0.
Yeah.
And we had to have a little word.
But we had a chink in formation. We changed the formation.
We decided to go to a 3 and push Greener on, and
it worked.
It worked.
It caused no end of problems, to be fair.
We were off,
and we had probably 4 or 5 chances second half.
Yeah, well, he had a screamer, didn't he?
Greener.
That would have been the best goal I've ever seen at White Hart Lane if I'd done it.
He could hit a ball so clean. He hit it like an absolute dream, didn't he? You couldn't. And it would have been anything. But we turned up a little bit second half. We upped the tempo a little bit, and Bev scored 2, own goal. Connors is trying to claim.
Should go to
but even when the penalty went in, I think Danny gave it away, and he's distraught because he's like, oh no, they're getting back in it. And I said to the ref, how long left? He's literally, he takes the kick off, it's gone. So Paz just booted it down the thing. And
the annoying thing was, I'd done Bevan last goal scorer. on the
Oh,
bet.
did you?
Oh, had you?
Yeah.
So when he scored, I'm in the crowd, and then of course they went down the other end and got the penalty. So good.
Yeah.
But the support we had that day was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like Dickel must have been a ghost town, but
Well, even
everyone was
the
there.
bus parade. I mean, the weather was filthy.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
and there was still a
The
great.
line in the streets, it's good. Just that whole week, the day before, the day of the game, coming back here the Saturday. I've never seen two
the
bars
build-up.
so busy.
Yeah.
It was just rammed, and then obviously
Yeah.
the following Friday for the civic reception was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a brilliant week.
With the
Brilliant
mayor
week
and stuff,
and our footballing career is superb.
Yeah.
Superb.
Great memories, gents.
Yeah,
Look forward to Saturday.
Yeah,
So you've got
definitely.
tomorrow night first, you and
Yeah.
PC. There'll be some great
Yeah.
stories there.
Oh,
And I say Saturday we've got the programme, so people come and buy them because I say there's
It's a
plenty
good
of
one.
good pictures.
Yeah, it's a good one,
Good
mate.
program, to be fair.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's,
We're all on Saturday.
No,
it'll be
looking
a great
forward to it,
weekend.
mate.
Cheers,
Yeah.
gents.